drinking blood, I think I'm finished though. My head hit the ground on the kitchen floor. Yeah, now I'm praying to the one who created me. There's a reason why I have all this energy. Got me dancing on the beat like it's Billie Jean. Yeah, I know you're feeling these, ooh silly me. I was killing these wicked enemies. Yeah, you're kidding me. Got to be kidding me. Yeah, he's coming, there's no way that you're stopping him. Thief in the night, there's no way that you're locking him. Wicked individuals defile with a mockery. I thank him every day because he came and then he died for me. Yes, he died for me.
The Most High, praise Him. We exalt you, oh my soul, all my being. Let's go.
Heaven this sanctuary, we go and dance and praise the Most High.
Oh my soul.
Heaven this sanctuary, we go and dance and praise the Most High.
All my being. Praise Him. Let's praise.
His praise is good. Now we've been good together.
Your shoulders, it just shows that you a real soldier. He woke us up, so forget what they told us. Don't believe me, he came and he showed us. I need you like the coffee in the morning. Wake up from your sleep, stop the snoring. Your wisdom is already pouring. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. You're the first thing in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. Gotta have you in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. You're the first thing in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I've been distant, so distant. It just all feels so different. It may seem like I'm mixing, but there is something missing. All the tension he's fixing. The position keeps switching. I gotta sit down and listen. I gotta sit down and listen. Hey, yes, he's my rock. Making a move and he's right on my side. Yahusha has came, so confess my shiach. Repent for your sins and then wash all your spots. Through all the pain, chasing that life that you cannot contain. Repent and repent, but please don't entertain. Living this life that you gotta sustain. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. You're the first thing in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. Gotta have you in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. You're the first thing in the morning. You're my coffee, coffee, coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Praise you. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you.
Starting to get worried. Can't hear you. Okay. I hope you on mute.
Damn.
Okay.
There we go.
It was gonna be a faceless show tonight.
Oh, we was what was going on?
Yeah, I was weary. Why it won't switch over?
There you go. There you go,
Yeah.
boy. Hey, listen. We gonna
I
get
think we was probably doing it at the same time, yo. It's probably. Was you trying to get me over there?
I touched it one time. I ain't touching.
Oh, okay. Yes.
It ain't my fault.
It ain't my fault.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shalom, family. Shalom, family.
Shalom.
Welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. This is our weekly airing Wednesday where we do what it is that we do. I want to say thank you again to my brother Ayob and Yahoo. Like I told him last week, being as steady as an oak, man. And Bernard Shalahaya, we cannot thank you enough for what you do. I'm thinking that I can speak for the both of us. You have made the weekly journey a whole lot easier than what it used to be.
Yes.
For all praises.
Yeah.
Yes.
The comfort of going to the email and seeing, okay, so this is what the topic's going to be. They give us the opportunity to prepare for them for the week. But yeah, man, we are here. Look, we growing. I'm seeing new faces in the chat. So, to you, as they do in the church, we like to welcome our visitors. I wish I had the opportunity to have a visitor to stand and let us know where you are from.
Everybody used to try to duck when you're a visitor. You have to write
Man, look at here.
Oh, we're gonna ask all the visitors to stand and give us
right.
I don't understand.
Right.
No attention.
I walk out, I tip out of there.
Hey, right.
What you saw?
One up and I
out of there.
Yeah, we do. We would like to welcome you because without you guys, we are nothing, and we truly do recognize that. We are absolutely nothing. And so, but with that being said, Ayo, you got any greetings, anything, man? You wanna?
Man, I want to say I'm happy to be here. All praises to the Most High. Happy for another week, another day, another show with you guys. Wonderful audience, man. 342 subscribers. We growing. 4 shares already on Facebook. We only 11 minutes in. I'm thankful. We appreciate it.
Right.
Appreciate you. Love y'all.
I just joking. Was always something. We are growing. You guys are helping us out a lot with the algorithm, with your likes and with your shares. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button and please hit that share button. And if you are new, go ahead and subscribe. But not Shalahai.
I just want to apologize in advance. A lot of the things that we will be talking about tonight were not topics when I initially sent you guys the questions. I got some talk amongst yourself topics that may turn into long-term topics. So we might have to, jump around, make some changes. But I know you guys are able to do that. You are gifted enough to handle it. So,
in other words, y'all, she telling us don't talk too much when we get to the announcement.
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying the stuff that came out in the last 2 days. I'd already sent the questions in. I'd already sent the topics in, but these couple of things that I gotta throw out there tonight were some bangers. So
it's been a crazy news.
Yeah, just be prepared.
48 hours.
Yeah, that's what I told her today. And pretty much the project manager, she do have the liberty of flipping it up.
Absolutely.
Because when we're dealing with news, we might be prepared to talk about this, but something may happen while we on. We haven't had that happen yet, but
not quite
all
yet.
3 of us constantly get news feeds.
Right.
So, it might flip at a dime. So we be prepared for this, but when we come in, we live.
Something else.
It might be something else. So
we improvise. if we need.
There you go. Improv. All right.
Naraya up in the house, man. Shalom,
she is. I saw that.
sister. Shalom.
Kingdom Culture
Oh,
Radio,
without-
DJ Lady Cat. Man.
DJ Lady Cat, how you doing? Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm in fault here. I was supposed to follow up with DJ Lady Cat.
I done
And
told y'all to start telling me so I can help y'all out on that front, but carry on. Keep
Okay.
doing it.
It wasn't my fault this time.
Yeah. This is all on. It's all on. I'm gonna blame Mo.
Sister Delta, Lulu's in the building. Turn up the lights.
Turn 'em up.
Indeed.
Turn them up.
Indeed. I think I saw the trunk rattle in the house as well.
Man, all praises. Yeah, he in the building.
Yeah.
So I see I'm gonna have to add about 10.5 seconds for hellos and shout outs for you guys.
Not sure I'm familiar with Rachel Elizabeth, but welcome.
Yes, sister right here. She make our soaps.
Oh, okay,
really?
nice.
Okay, that's a smell good lady.
Yes.
Okay, then.
Oh, listen, you gotta go get your soaps from Sister Rahel.
Oh,
give y'all her information. Turn you
Please
on.
do.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you still with us, Sister Rael, go ahead and drop your
information in the chat.
contact. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. All about the smell good. She make oils too, or just soaps?
I soaps, oils, she got you. Organic stuff, she got you.
Cool.
Keep my wife happy.
We all about that.
Happy wife, happy life. So I've heard.
Right.
Come on with it.
I need to make a phrase for happy husband too. We want to be happy. I like to be happy. You like to be happy, yo? I like to be happy.
I like to be happy, y'all see, I'm always smiling all the time. Anyway,
right.
So, I'm always
absolutely
exactly. Yeah, you do a wonderful job, though, babe. Real talk.
Yeah.
Way to clean it up there.
Nah, that's honesty.
You did very good. Cleaned it up. That is good for you.
Yeah, that's honest. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. We we don't want to leave out no more than what we have to. We want to get to what it is we come to do. But I do, want to say that me and my son was talking, the 21-year-old, the one that I always say he's been here before.
Old soul.
Yeah, old soul, man. And we was just sitting out in the garage talking just a few minutes ago, and he was looking at the news, and he was like, man. And he was talking sarcastically. He was looking at the North Korea going to Russia to be deployed to Ukraine. He said, we about to die. I said, boy, look here, man. I said, you better get your affairs ordered with the Most High, because we are in them days. So just putting that disclaimer out to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast family. If you've been playing, stop playing. It's game time. We live now. Didn't the coach say that? We live now.
Come on with it. Man.
Come on with it. Let's get it going, though. What we got?
All righty. So first up in announcements. This was actually in the intro, but Minister Michael Norman has a new video coming out soon. And to ensure you don't miss it, please subscribe to his YouTube channel at Minister Michael Norman.
All praises.
Hoodies and Hope. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. We're going to continue to talk about it just to get it out there, because the more support they have, the better. So if you're looking for ways to give back in this tough economy this winter, give the gift of warmth with Hoodies and Hope, an inspiring project by Jubilee Holiday. Winter Clothing Drive giveaway will be on December 11th, 2024 at Cornerstone Church. The address is 2815 South Hervé Street, Building B, and it will be from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. You can help make a difference. Support this cause by visiting the Amazon registry using the posted QR code. Make a donation to Cash App at Jubilee Holidays, or contacting Jubilee Holidays nonprofit at gmail.com. For media inquiries and volunteer information, you can reach out to send an email to Jubilee Holidays nonprofit at gmail.com. And this event is sponsored by The Light Magazine and Kingdom Culture Radio. Can't stop talking about this one enough. So get your digital copy of the Light magazine at tlhmagazine.net. Dive into fresh content, inspiring stories, and more. This month's edition features Obadiah Yahoo, who has a new album, Beauty for Ashes, streaming on all platforms. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it live, please go check out the interview with our brother Obadiah Yahoo on the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, R&B Hook. Don't miss out. Grab your copy and go ahead and enlighten yourself.
Yes.
If you or your businesses would like to be a sponsor for Hoodies and Hope, having your business card or sample product being included in the swag bags for the Drip and Sip, or even performing at the Drip and Sip, please reach out to the Light Hebrew Magazine at gmail.com.
Interview with Obadiah was great too.
Man, it was outstanding, man. That young man is a wealth and a well of wisdom beyond his young 25 years on this earth, man. He is truly a baraka to the nation. Truly a baraka.
Oh, he's only 25? I didn't know that.
Would know it by how he talk.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
He that brother
young,
that come to the synagogue and make the elders mad.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm telling you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, before we get into our talk amongst yourselves, guys, it's time for your sports spill. So what happened last weekend in college sports and the NFL that you feel like was worthy of discussing? I know Alabama lost again. That's just my little
5-2 on the season. The first time, if I could be corrected, but I want to say the first time they have 2 losses in a season since 2007.
That's it. When Nick Saban that was his rookie year as the head coach.
That's what he won the championship at LSU 05-06. Left LSU, went to Texas, 5-2 that first year, but then since then, 5 championships, 14 conference championships, legend, legacy, left the legacy, and now with new coach coming from the Washington Huskies, Kalen DeBoer, who was in the 14 college football playoff last year. He's 5-2, and they already calling for this man's job. He 5-2.
Yeah. I mean, but you gotta understand, and this is why you don't let fans coach, and this is why fans are not GMs. They are calling for this man's job because you have got to understand. I know you understand. Alabama fans are spoiled.
Yes.
Anything less than excellence is a disaster. Yeah, exactly. Yep. This is how they're looking at this. But this is what they're not seeing, and we talked about it last week. I'm loving it myself. That portal, man, and the 12 and the race with the 12-team playoff.
Yes,
I am so curious to see when this thing all come to an end, what team on the outside is going to make it in.
Come on,
we're looking at this is what make March Madness great. Am I right?
Yep. Yes.
We never would have known who what's the name of that Gonzaga. We'd have never known the Gonzaga if it went from March Madness.
Absolutely.
Right.
Never would have. So this 12-team playoff is going to do the same thing in football. Go ahead.
I'm saying that's what we were saying last week. You had 14 playoff last year, now 12 teams. It makes way for a team that could lose that first or second game of the season and then just start going off, get to 10 wins, and be number 12 team in the playoffs, win a couple games. The next thing you know, they in the national championship playing against Georgia, and got Georgia, which is a dominant team who dominated last week, got them shook. Alabama, which was number 7 last week, lost to number 11 Tennessee 24-17. Now they played in Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee. That stadium, y'all, it seats 110,000 fans. Yes. That stadium is huge. I felt like an ant. It's wide and big, but when I was standing on the 50-yard line, it felt like it just kept going straight up. That's how huge that stadium is. Like a Coliseum. It's literally looks like a Roman Coliseum. Literally. So yeah, it's like you said, to land back off what you said, the parity for the 12-team college playoff system this year. It's going to sneak one of those so-called Cinderella teams in.
Mhm.
That is
Mhm.
it's going to be some nail biters, and a lot of fans that are normally spoiled. You just have to, like Florida State. If you would have told me that the Florida State Seminoles be 7 games, 8 games in, and only won 1 game, and it'd be 1-6 right now, with facing number 6 Miami, who we've beaten for the past 6 years, who has a Heisman Trophy candidate in the quarterback, and probably gonna run the score up on us this year. If you would have told me that the first year, I wouldn't have believed it. But
Man, it's not looking good at all for FS right now,
no,
man.
well,
I wanted to hit you. What was that Friday? I said,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave my brother
Yeah,
alone. I said
yeah.
he probably doing good. Ain't paying attention to this. I ain't gonna even hit him up. But yeah, I said them boys couldn't win, and somebody gave them the W and the N. They would figure out how to get the I.
And
You know what
spotted
I'm
us
saying?
right. And spotted us 27 points. We are still losing 20-27. I mean,
Like how the
Duke-
Cowboys lost on their bye week.
Yeah, my wife had to put a post up. Dallas Cowboys 0, NFL by 28. I said, dang, we couldn't even score on a bye.
Got cut out on a bye. But Florida State fans, just hold on. Again, this portal,
Yes.
we almost like Alabama now. When Bobby Bowden was there, we got 3 championships,
Right.
ACC championships, numerous championships, numerous legacies, so many NFL players, so many MVPs. This year's just, Duke, to lose to Duke. Duke is known for basketball. Now they have been a lot better football team these past 4 or 5 years, but to lose to Duke at Florida State,
right. They go to show you, man, that it's how it is right now, man.
Yeah.
Georgia took the number 1 spot back again, which was deserving.
Well,
I did not. What was you about to say?
Oregon is number 1. Georgia number 2.
Oregon number 1. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then. Okay. I must have looked at something.
Yeah, in some polls, the AP poll, they have Oregon number 1. That's the Associated Press. The USA Today poll has Georgia number 1. So different newspapers,
right?
Different,
different
but the actual AP has Oregon number 1 and Georgia.
I'm gonna tell you who I'm excited about. And there hasn't been any excitement in the city with this school for a long time. Is SMU. SMU is one of those teams who may be able to creep into this playoffs, man. And the way they are playing right now, SMU could be dangerous.
Listen, they beat us this year, 42-16.
That ain't saying a lot, but yeah.
All right, yeah, you're right. Yeah, kick us falling down.
I just had to sneak that in there, man.
I know it. Feel good, don't it? That's all right. That's all right. Look at my wife.
It's easy when I really don't have a dog in that fight,
I know.
Good. Yeah, I'm a Texas fan. I am an SMU fan, and by beyond, I'm a Colorado fan, but I don't have like roots like you do.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, let me ask you this: SMU, which is what you want to talk about some parody or soap opera? You have 2 teams that have not been relevant that received the death penalty as far as recruiting. SMU back in the 80s was the powerhouse.
That was
There was no other team come close. Alabama,
Pony Express.
They was the Pony Express. SMU was the Alabama of the late 80s and early 90s. And they got some recruiting stuff violations, and they received the death penalty, which just like Miami. Miami is another team that's past 10 years. They had some recruiting violations, multiple violations. They received the death penalty. Now they re-emerging. Just think if they met in the college football playoff.
Man,
would
be big.
You will have 80-year-old women that remember the late 80s at Miami with Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith played, and back in SMU in the late 80s when they would play.
Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson. Now you will have women that haven't watched football in forever that watched when they played, watching this year.
And I'm gonna tell you something about both of those schools, Both of those schools' boosters are still huge.
Listen,
both of those schools boosters
Yeah.
are still huge, you know.
still
So,
huge, man.
and so that means that if those two programs can't turn it around, money is not going to be a factor.
Money talks.
Right.
You dig what I'm
Money
saying?
is what makes changes. So if they
Right.
calling for somebody's firing termination,
Right.
it's those boosters
Yeah.
that make
Right.
those decisions.
Exactly.
And
Get 'em
the
gone.
boosters, right? And the boosters, that money is what helped SMU reemerge, because the death
Yes.
penalty is
Man.
you lose so many scholarships. You can normally
Hey.
have 80, 90 scholarships, but when they take you down to only 25, you only got
That death penalty was so bad that the NCAA themselves said they'll never do that again to a
they'll
school
never
the
do
way
it
they
again
did
to a
it.
school.
Yeah.
And like I
Yo.
said, Miami almost got it in
Mm-hmm.
2016, but they didn't do it.
Right.
And now again, here it is, 2024. You got both schools starting.
I'm really happy. You know, the beautiful thing about this playoff too, and I know we got to move on, is that, man, they did it right this time.
They did.
These playoff games are going to be hosted at these schools' fields, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how huge that is? You think that these college games be wild and crazy. Now, wait till playoff season come and you have a playoff game in, just say Dallas, in Highland Park. You know what I'm saying? At SMU. Say, man, you ain't going to be able to go down Greenville Avenue.
They subject to leave with the stadium turf.
Right. SMU versus Miami.
Right.
At SMU campus in Dallas, bruh.
Say.
The energy
Yes.
around the, like you said, Greenville, around the stadium, around the
right.
bars, the hotel.
Yes.
Even if you couldn't buy a ticket to make it to the game, every bar is gonna have that game.
It's gonna be bananas,
Tailgating.
dude.
It'll be crazy.
It's gonna be
Right.
yeah. They got it right, man.
They did it right. They did it right. They got it right.
They did. All right. So good job, guys. I didn't even have to cut y'all off.
We behaved tonight. We behaved.
We sure did. I'm proud of y'all. Proud of y'all. All right. So there's a lot happening in the news over the last 48 hours or so. Some of this is a little old, but a couple of these topics were such heavy hitters. I felt like we needed to throw them in there because I was only going to have maybe 3. And then as it just kept coming, I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. So the first one is flooding in south of France. So the heavy rainfall continues to wreak havoc across parts of Italy and central France, with the Italian region of Emilia-Romagna being hit the hardest. Over 160 millimeters of rain fell in Bologna, causing rivers and streams like Ravone and Savigny to burst their banks. They're saying that the flooding that's happening in France, I haven't gotten a good number on how many deaths have occurred, because I don't think they have a total number right now.
Wow.
But this is like unheard of. It's happened. There's been some flooding, but not to this magnitude. And we just talked about another country a few months ago, Dubai. That has some of this kind of flooding. This is absolutely insane to me. What did you guys think about it when you heard this?
Yes. Now, my wife, I was just about to say this real quick before, I didn't mean to cut nobody off. It's been 50 years since 1910. I mean, over 100 years. I'm sorry. They had another flood 50 years ago, but it wasn't like the one in 1910.
Correct.
The one in 1910 was almost to this caliber, but not quite like this. So this is, again, as Isaiah 10 says, what will you do in the day of visitation? Many unrighteous decrees have went out. Many pieces of paper condemning a certain nation of people that were kidnapped and sold into slavery and worked for free labor. And the Most High is visiting the land and the earth because of that. And as you can see, these things are happening, man. And that's just my thought. I could not imagine not being awakened in the truth, seeing this.
Right. It's unprecedented.
It's unprecedented. Now that I know what I know now, I know that the Most High is at work. He got us. But if it would have been 10 years ago and I'm seeing this.
This is the beauty of Truth Be Told Flex podcast too, because they're not talking about this.
Right. They're not.
Just think, I mean, we over here in the West, we don't know what's happening other places. Why we know is because we searching news. I was like, what? Flooding in France? I haven't heard about this on the news.
Right, me either.
If you do, it's a blip. It's like
right.
hey, it's flooding over there, and then they move right on to something else.
Which are things that we need to know.
Right.
Because this is the Bible speaking in real time.
Come on, man.
As I tell you all the time, we have to learn how to differentiate between the physical and the spiritual. We can only understand the spiritual by what we see in the physical. And it's like Ayob said, what we're looking at right now is the Most High visiting the earth in his way. He's doing things that only he can do right now. Look, that Hurricane Helene that went through North Carolina, I'm not familiar with that part, but I can only go by what people say. It tore up sundown towns.
It tore
It tore up sundown towns.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the Most High doing what the Most High do. You see?
Yep.
And so when you look at stuff like this here, man, you got to ask yourself the question, what day are we living in? We're living in the 12th hour, man. That's where we're living at. And this is one of the reasons why, because I was about to ask, why do you think they're not talking about it? Well, they're not talking about it, hoping that you don't know about it, because if you do know about it, you'll start to understand what day you're living in.
Right.
They don't want us to be connected. You dig what I'm saying? They don't want us to come into a knowledge of, hey, I got to get my affairs right.
Right.
Stuff like that. It'll make you get your affairs right, man. Yeah.
Right.
Or at least it should.
Yeah, at least it should. And lastly, to line back off what you guys are saying, it questions their superiority. You don't look superior. You can't stop this.
Something outside of
something else. Something outside of something you can stop, it makes you look inferior. So you don't report it. You don't want to talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more people to be like, wait a minute, I thought you guys said you can handle everything. What's going on? Just a thought.
I believe in 100% in cloud seeding. I believe in a heart machine. I believe that they can control the weather. But you are not going to make me believe that they flood in France, though.
Right. There's no way.
You see what I'm saying? That's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense to do that.
Right. It don't make no sense to flood France. Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of different, so Cuba's electrical grid collapsed on Sunday. It was the fourth failure in 48 hours, deepening the island's ongoing crisis. After weeks of rolling blackouts, the national grid first crashed on Friday when the largest power plant shut down, leaving approximately 10 million people without power. These repeated outages have fueled small protests across the country, further aggravated by severe shortages of food, fuel, and medicine. The situation has become even more challenging as a tropical storm threatens efforts to restore power, highlighting the fragile state of Cuba's infrastructure.
Is that tropical storm threatening them now, or was that during the time this article was written?
It was during the time this article was written. But let me say this. I have inside information. I cannot tell you how.
Oh, you got sources?
I have inside information that, so the rolling blackouts, you know how when we had the freeze, they were supposed to have the rolling blackouts to conserve energy, conserve power. That's exactly what this was supposed to be. They were supposed to have rolling blackouts. I don't know how much you guys know about Cuba, but Cuba is in deplorable conditions, like unimaginable, deplorable conditions. But they were trying to have kind of rolling blackouts so that they could conserve energy. Well, when they started doing the rolling blackouts, somebody hit something wrong and it totally shut everything down. They did not know this was going to happen. They're not prepared for this, because the other problem is most of their stuff obviously is fueled by diesel. They can't get diesel in. They're not able to get, like, we can go to the gas station and get diesel. Citizens can't just go buy diesel. Oh no. No, oh no, absolutely not. The hotels there, going to a hotel and staying in a hotel in Cuba, I don't care how much money you have, unless you bring your own toilet paper, some of your own other amenities that people are used to having when they go to hotels. Your towels, you better use a towel the whole time you're there. There's no day services for towels. And food, is scarce. If you go to order something today, tomorrow you could go back and that same food won't be available.
So let's think about what you just said.
Wow.
It was supposed to conserve energy.
Correct.
Something happened that they was not prepared for.
Correct.
And now this is the situation that they're in.
Correct.
Which means that could possibly happen here.
You think?
It could possibly happen here. I mean, and just think, I look at stuff like that in the sense of there are lessons to be learned from that. You know what
agreed.
I'm saying? Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine having to go pay for a hotel and bring my own toilet paper. Over here in the West,
exactly.
We're about to act a plum fool if we go to a room, go to the restroom, ain't no paper in there, then we ask for paper, they say, oh, we don't provide paper. Oh, it's supposed to be on. This everyday living over there.
That's listen, we was here without power for 3 days, and it was scary just driving 40 minutes up the road to get to a hotel, and a lot of the intersection stoplights were out, but it was still stuff coming back on periodically.
Right.
But a lot of the major intersections had no stoplights, so it was kind of like the honor system. You had to go and stop. That was scary. I couldn't imagine going, okay, we got a hotel, but you got to bring your own tissue. Like, what?
Right.
And then you may not have food. At least you got lights and man, that is some destitute.
Well, I mean, I believe that the Most High is warning us with stuff like that. Like, you know, not, of course, get our souls right, but at the same time, and I'm not telling people go out there and hoard toilet paper. By no means necessary.
Right.
Please don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what this is.
Yeah, don't do that. But at least have things that you need in the event that something happened 1 day or 2 days. Because like Ayo was talking about, when we got back from Douglasville, we was without power for a few days. We were without power when it was freezing, when doing that Texas freeze.
Yes,
we were without power, you know, and we had a grill during that time, and we had cans of beans, bruh. And we was out there. We had the grill going. We put cans of beans on that grill.
That wasn't cans of beans.
What it was?
That was chili. I prepared.
Beans,
I made a huge pot of chili in preparation. The problem, though,
meat and what? Beans.
Okay. It wasn't just cans of beans. So you got people thinking we were living like vagabonds.
But the point is, we ate, you know.
Well, and I'm glad you pointed that out, because the thing I can tell you, we still had the ability, even though there weren't a lot of places you could go to buy anything, we still had the ability to go some places and make purchases. They can't do that.
Yeah.
Like they can't go to a grocery store and buy a dozen eggs. They buy eggs singularly. Yeah. So you could go buy 2 eggs.
That's crazy.
Maybe 3. You're not going to buy a dozen eggs.
The size of yours, Ayo, but the size of mine. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna make it.
Look, I'll be like, give me those 2 eggs. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but give me those.
But I'll take them.
But I'll take them. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. I don't know, family. I'm from Cuba. I don't know, family. What we're gonna do with them?
Say that that's a marvelous time to see how he made 2 fishes and 5 loaves feed.
You talk about prayer life. Your prayer life got to be on another level.
Got to be on another level. Because what we're not discussing, because they're not discussing it on the news, when people get hungry, people get violent. Man. I was looking at your wife right here. Here it is right here. When you said the honor system, honor system wasn't honoring. And that was for a short period of time.
Right.
We're talking a long period of time now. You know, you see what I'm saying? So they're not talking about that. Go to 2 Ezra chapter 13, 14 to 15. Just read it.
Listen, just like you said, just read it. In this football season, you know, we live at Clemson. Literally, Clemson University is 15 minutes down the road. If these folks around here wouldn't have had power for a month, no football, no games for a month, bruh.
They'd lost them.
they'd have lost it. And like you said, when people are hungry and can't have their entertainment, we talk about Cuba. They melanated. They can say, we're gonna deal with it. I'm talking about these other nations, these disasters hitting, and they don't have their entertainment, food. You talk about anger on another level. Y'all, we're gonna see. This
Yeah.
stuff is-
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, from deplorable conditions to let me just pass money out to anybody. Elon Musk is offering, I heard it has increased, but he's offering payments of $100 for voters who sign petitions supporting free speech and the right to bear arms. He just out here giving out money. I also just heard, though, that the government is now trying to tell him that what he's doing might be illegal. Might. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes, but this is supposed to be in
That's his
support of.
money.
True. He can give his money to whoever he wants to give his money to, but what they're saying is it is trying to sway voters. To me, it's no different than a commercial.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but you know how to spend. I mean, a hundo, I don't know. You throw in a few hundos, you might get a little, the response might be bigger. He ain't, $100 for that is a threat. But if he was offering like 4 or 5 hundos, 4 or 500, oh, you best believe they'll better shut that down. But
Well, I think it has increased to he's trying to give a total of $1 million. Look at your face. Say what? Yeah. Which is why the government has now stepped in and said what you're doing
That's a
might
write-off.
be illegal.
Right. Say it again.
That's a write-off.
For him, he write that off. He gonna get that back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a write-off.
Wow.
All right. And this one really probably should have been a hot topic, but this one really kind of broke my heart. So a hospital worker fatally broke a newborn's neck, and then the facility tried to hide it. So the parents of Jaxie Peets, a baby born prematurely at 24 weeks, are suing Orlando Health Winnie Palmer Hospital, stating that their daughter's neck was broken by a healthcare provider in the neonatal intensive care unit. The lawsuit filed on October the 17th in Orange County, Florida, claims that the provider broke Jaxie's neck during the handling and returned her to the incubator without notifying staff, leading to a debilitating spinal cord injury that paralyzed her. Hospital staff later noticed Jaxie was no longer moving her arms or legs. She passed away months later. And obviously the lawsuit accuses the hospital of negligence and attempts to cover up the incident. But yeah, the mom said that she knew her baby was acting a little different. You know when something is not right with your kid. Even at that newborn age, as a parent, you immediately become locked in with your kid. You know when something is not right. So she had held this baby, loved on this baby, holding her baby. You know when something is not right. And for the baby's arms and legs to all of a sudden stop moving, they were totally fine. For her to say, or for the parents to say that the baby's neck was broken, like somebody in the hospital did it, I'm willing to bet somebody saw that nurse do that and reported it to them. Yeah. I'm willing to bet another nurse or hospital worker saw it happen and reported it to the family.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Wow.
Even if nobody saw it and the baby's neck is broken, those who was there delivering the baby would still have to come under question because the baby's neck didn't break itself, though. You see what I'm saying?
What? Yeah, some would have had that.
But this wasn't during delivery.
Oh,
this didn't happen during. No, this didn't.
This happened during delivery.
No,
so
the baby was born 24 weeks.
So you saying somebody like deliberately?
No. I don't think it was deliberately. I think what happened is they didn't hold the baby's head properly. They didn't do something correctly, and the baby's head snapped back and it broke. But that's what I'm saying. I think somebody saw it happen and told them. I mean, if you think about what happened with our son when he was in NICU, there were things that they weren't telling us. There were things that they weren't sharing with us. We had a nurse who risked her job to come tell us, go do your research. Do not let them tell you
Right.
what to do with him. Go do your own research, because what they're trying to tell you to do is not necessarily the route you want to go.
Yeah. So they're going to be criminal charges. I mean, it has to be some criminal charges.
They can tell, you know, if how the neck was broken, if somebody just didn't hold the head up, or if somebody slammed the baby. Like, they can tell if the baby was slammed down, there's going to be bruises in other spot, ribs. You know, a newborn like that is delicate. But they could tell if the baby head just snapped back, it'll be one spot where it was messed up, or there'll be more.
I know they said it was bruises around the neck when I read the article. Am I correct? Yeah, I read the article, and I don't know why I was just thinking that it happened. Maybe because that's just the me, you know, thinking that it happened during delivery. You know, so I missed that, but yeah, that's sad, man.
So this picture right here is of them after the baby was born. So this is them in the NICU. So what happens, for anybody who's not familiar with the NICU, what generally happens is, obviously as parents, you can't be in there the entire time. But if you happen to be a parent who's allowed to, or who's nursing your baby, they allow you to come in, hold the baby, nurse the baby in some cases. And this is what this looks like was happening. So this is fairly fresh. Right.
They know who did it.
This is after the baby was born and placed in NICU.
I'm with y'all. There should be cameras in the NICU.
Absolutely.
I mean, there has to be cameras in the NICU. So whoever did it, they know who did it. This has to be a follow-up story. We have to research and find out if there are going to be some criminal charges, because somebody, the lawsuit on the hospital is one thing, but there was a murder that happened in that hospital.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to spin the block on this one.
Yep, I'll keep up with this one.
Wow. You guys, you're right. Sure, that's murder. That was a murder.
Yeah, that's murder.
Yep. All right. So for all my McDonald's eaters, an E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders has resulted in at least 49 reported illnesses across 10 states, including one death, according to the CDC. The outbreak has led to 10 hospitalizations, and the suspected sources are slivered onions or the beef patties used specifically in the Quarter Pounder sandwiches. McDonald's has removed Quarter Pounders from the menu in about 20% of its locations across several states, and has stopped using the onions and Quarter Pound beef patties in affected areas while the investigations continue. Other menu items have not been implicated in the outbreak. E. coli infections typically caused by obviously consuming contaminated food or water. However, the fact that they're only removing it from about 20% of their locations is a little concerning. Because to me, I mean, I know they get their stuff from different sources, from different areas, but how do you just limit it to those?
How you just limit it to the Quarter Pounder? Wouldn't the Quarter Pounder have the same type of meat as the double cheese?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, talk to me.
It is different meat from a different facility.
Man, kangaroo meat.
McDonald's feeding people.
Yeah,
better go do y'all research.
Are you trying to go to the vacation home? You trying to go to the beach house?
Yeah, we're gonna be in the trap house next week.
Man, look at here.
Look. And it's crazy. Me and my wife was just talking earlier. I used to, McDonald's.
What you talking?
Man, I'd have been and see
that up
before the truth. If I wouldn't have met my wife and been in the truth, I'd have been out here yanking these jokers back. I'd have been knocking them back and been over here sick or something. So, yeah, that's kangaroo meat, man.
Man.
No, that's Jack in the Box.
Okay, that's kangaroo meat. Jack in the Box. These people burgers. That's right.
These people burgers.
Hey, I just told my wife
natural flavorings.
Before this came out, I just told my wife and my kids, I said, I don't trust people who eat at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? If you get it late, I don't know, man. It's just something about that place. Now they got good coffee, and I ain't heard nothing about their coffee.
Until you hear something about the coffee.
Right.
I'll whip up in there and give me a cup of coffee.
That coffee is great.
Yes, indeed.
Nah, y'all keep that there. So if y'all never see Sheila in a McDonald's line, I'm only getting coffee.
Right. And if you
Okay.
ever see IO with a McDonald's bag, it's got a cup of coffee in it. In the bag. I be walking down the street with a cup of coffee in the bag. Don't be
I'm just here for the napkins.
right. Walking down the street.
We
with
had a skill in the
McDonald's
trunk.
bag.
I'm just here for the napkins.
Right. I just want some napkins.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
All right. Speaking of contaminated meat, so the Abercrombie and
Look at
Fitch
this dude. Look at him. Just look at him. Okay.
Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Michael Jeffries, or former CEO Michael Jeffries, has been indicted on charges of running an international sex trafficking operation during his tenure at the company. Federal prosecutors in Brooklyn allege that Jeffries, alongside his partner Matthew Smith, used force, fraud, and coercion to exploit dozens of men at events across the world from 2008 to 2015. These events, falsely presented as opportunities for modeling jobs, were instead used to traffic men for sexual exploitation. James Jacobson, a third individual, was hired by Jeffries and Smith to recruit men for these encounters. Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson were arrested, with Jeffries and Jacobson released on bond, while Smith was detained due to dual citizenship concerns. And this case mirrors earlier allegations uncovered in BBC investigation and a class action lawsuit. So this is the most disgusting looking individual I have seen in a really, really long.
It don't look real.
Y'all, that was my before real quick. Y'all go ahead. But if y'all don't believe in demons,
There you go, right there.
look at these people. And and this is just my thought. They gotta have the same demon in them because they look alike. Look, like Ayob said, they don't look real. Look at them two individuals, man.
Look at that.
You're
Look at their
looking
eyes.
at demons.
Yeah, look at their eyes. Look at the way the forehead is shaped. Look at the jawline. Like you gotta, when you in deliverance ministry, when you're in it for a long period of time and you deal with these, you come across these type of spirits or people, you can at some like this, like Cher pointed out, at first glance, you can tell like, oh yeah, you ain't right. But then sometimes it may take you a while to feel somebody's personality, character. So with that being said, I'm saying that to say, I cannot imagine being around these people.
You'll feel you'll feel
working
the
with them.
uneasiness.
Oh, you can sense like something ain't right about this person unless he was CEO. So his board cabinet, unless they were just like him. And I'm sure there were some, but I'm sure there was some now looking at this, be like, you know what? I knew something wasn't right. Did it and told it. Did it and told it. He didn't got
You were saying that they look like demons.
Mhm.
That's the same person, y'all.
that's the
What?
ain't no way.
That's the same person. That's why I was like, what are they talking? What?
That's
What
the
is it?
same
Yeah, that's the same person. That's the
I
same
thought
person.
that
Like
was
30 years different.
Yeah, I thought that
I'm not
was
sure
the
how many
dad
years
and the
difference
son.
this is. This might have been like 2015, and then this is now.
2016. Oh, okay. You know they
Yeah,
age
so
progressively.
Just well, yeah. They do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same guy.
Wow.
Pretty sure. I'll find out for sure, but I'm
He's
pretty
still
sure.
a demon.
No,
Well, he
I
almost the
agree,
same-
but I just wanted to clarify for y'all. This is the
He's-
same person.
His legs
He look that
almost-
bad.
His legs almost the same color as his shorts.
Hey,
Shorts.
look at here. Look at here. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen that TV show From.
Yeah. I've
There's
seen a little bit when you be watching.
this dude right here. He looked like one of the main characters in there, one of the main monsters in there. I mean, just like this, almost identical.
That's
Same
right.
little grin and everything. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, look at him,
what's
period.
And this is him leaving court.
With that smile on his
Yeah,
face.
this is him leaving court. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Something all right. All right. Last
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna keep an eye on that as they go
look on
by
that
too.
Yep. So a drone strike by Hezbollah hit the beachside home of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Caesarea, causing damage to a window, but no injuries because Netanyahu and his wife were not there. The Israel military reported that three drones crossed into Israel from Lebanon, with 2 intercepted and 1 striking Netanyahu's residence. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for the attack, issuing a warning of further strikes. Netanyahu blamed Iran and its allies, though Iran denied involvement. The incident raises concerns about Israel's air defenses as drones have become a significant threat despite the country's advanced missile interception system. The attack adds to the ongoing regional tensions, including Israel military actions in Lebanon and Iran's missile attack on Israel earlier in October. Thoughts?
He gonna keep messing with Iran. He gonna get what he asking for.
I think this is a message. Like, if we really wanted to get you, we can get you.
We can
We
get
let
you.
We can reach you.
Right.
We can reach you. We
Kind
let
of
you
like
know.
David with Saul.
Right. It's a message they sending. It's like, look, if we wanted you, we can get you. We
Right.
can get you right,
Right.
now. Just
Right.
yeah.
What are the chances that they knew he wasn't now? Right. What are the
Right.
chances that they knew he wasn't now? Like you
Right.
said, they sending them a
sending
message.
the message, letting them know, like, we own you. We own you. It's just a matter of time. Like you said,
But that spirit that's ruling him don't care
Right.
though.
Don't get right. And it's and that Ruach, just like the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, they had that same type of diabolical look on them. You could just see it in them. So that Ruach for right now could have him a step ahead. Because that's what demons do. That's what
what they
spiritual wickedness in high places are. They do have an ability. Again, there are no secrets in the spirit realm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that when you have it from the wrong source and not the Ruach HaKodesh or the Most High or Mashiach, eventually the Most High is like, look, I'm just letting you do what you do. Eventually, I'm going to cut you off. And I think that's what could be at play here. He's getting away, but eventually he's going to come to an end. So,
Ramoth and Gilead, the Most High say, I will send lying spirits to them. You dig what I'm saying? We looking at this. We are looking at this right
In
now.
real time.
You know what I'm
real
saying?
time.
In real time. We're looking at it in real time. And Psalms 90 tell us that the gods of the nations, I don't know how many times people just glance over that. These nations are ruled by gods, and the rulers of these nations are ruled by those gods. Even right now, as slow as Biden is, there is possession in him. That's the only way that he can rule.
That's right.
That's the only way that he can rule.
Right.
You know? And so right now, the spirit, not to put too much because we're going to talk about this dude a little bit later, he is being ruled by Ruach.
Yep.
This is why you can't reason with him right now.
Right. He don't want to reason.
You
Just
don't
like
want to reason.
Because just like you just said about the lion spirit, who sent the lion spirit? The Most High. The Most High
Most
asked,
High.
who will go down?
Exactly.
Who will
That's
go
right.
down? And the lion spirit said, I'll go. So that being said, it's not designed to be overruled until a certain point. The Most High was like, okay, your time down there is done. I've seen what I need to see. That's it. And they got to submit to whatever overhead
They got to
down
submit
here.
to. Well, to say this real quick, what the Most High do is just like it is in Sirach, I want to say chapter 4, talking about wisdom, how she will walk with you in crooked places to see if she could trust you. And if she could trust you, she'll give you secrets. Well, what's happening is the same thing it was with Pharaoh. The Most High, when he said that he hardened Pharaoh's heart, it's not so much he hardened Pharaoh's heart. He already knew what type of heart Pharaoh had.
Come on.
We've all had people in our lives, even us. We've probably been like this. We asked, like I asked Ayo, you think I should go over old girl house, man? And I know I probably shouldn't, but I just want Ayo to tell me that I should. You see what I'm saying? And whatever you say, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's what's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? This is how these rules. The Most High already know how they're going to react. So I'm gonna sit. Who will go? I'll go. It's already purposed in his heart what he's going to do.
Right. It's got to be done.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Come on, man.
All right. Well, before we go into our,
I love that word, man.
Yeah.
Hey, finding out we Hebrew and letting that Ruach. I'm getting that look. Hey, say, okay, babe. Okay.
All right.
It's not your fault.
I know it.
Before we go into our main topics, we're gonna take a quick music break, and this is Obadiah by my side.
Yeah.
I just wanna sing and give everything. You are my king. You are my king. I just wanna sing and give everything. You are my king. You are my king. My king. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna sing. I'm asking for you, yeah. I'm down on my knees for you. I need you by my side. Want you by my side. I need you by my side. Need you by my side. I'm needing you, love. Needing you, love. I'm needing you,
Shh. All right.
Sir.
All right, guys, we're back.
We're back.
All right, so first up, really quick. So the new president of Mexico has decided that Mexican schools have 6 months to ban junk food sales or face heavy fines. So the new regulations published on September 30th target popular items such as sugary drinks, chips, artificial snacks that have been part of the school diets for generations. Previous attempts to curb junk food availability in schools have largely failed, with a survey indicating that 98% of schools sold such products. President Claudia Sheinbaum emphasized the importance of offering healthy alternatives, such as water fountains and bean tacos. However, logistical challenges remain as most schools lack access to free drinking water, and many are in impoverished areas with inadequate facilities. The new rules will also require schools to phase out any snacks with warning labels indicating high levels of salt, sugar, or unhealthy fats. Concerns persist about enforcing the ban on vendors selling junk food outside school premises, as a significant percentage of schools have such stands nearby. So is this a good thing, or do you think there's something else going on?
Go ahead.
I think it's more to it than what we're looking at, and I don't think it's a good thing. And the reason why I don't think it's a good thing to minimize junk food, that is a good thing. But when you're talking about sending fines on the school, no, I don't think that that's a good thing. And like I was talking to you earlier about it, somebody got to convince me that the government care that much about the kids. You know, you got to convince me first that the government care that much about the kids. And once you convince me that they care that much about the children, now convince me that that's the only alternative that you have. What else have you done to try to rectify the problem if you see that this is a problem with them eating junk food? Okay. Rather than fining, to me, this is a money grab. This is a different type of tax that they're putting on these school officials. Now, I'm gonna ask the question, and you and I was talking about this earlier. Here in America, when it comes to the public schools, the menus, and I know that all of the kids don't have free lunch, but I'm talking about the food in general that comes into these public schools. It has to be purchased from somewhere. And so I'm saying to myself that got to be part of the budget, purchase these foods, right? That these schools have to feed the children, the ones that are on, lunch programs and stuff like that. So, and if that's the case, then it's hard for me to understand that why is it that the children, what they eat at these schools is put on the backs of the administrators?
Mm.
What's the whole point of the government? You see what I'm saying? How are you going after the administrators for what it is that the kids are eating at the schools? If this is something that you want to implement, you the government, just implement the deal. Just say, hey, this is not going to be a part of the regimen. This is not going to be a part of the diet no more. Flip the whole diet over, take the vending machines out. They did that in one of our schools one time. They took the vending machines out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, to me, this just looks like a whole money grab to me. I don't know. I got more to say. Maybe I come around to it, and maybe you got some. You know what I'm saying? Some of the answers that I got. But yeah, what you got on it, bro?
I agree 100%, bro. It's more to it because whenever the government is stepping in to do something good, they don't never on their own do something good for the people. It's always something else to it. There's either political spin, like you said, a money grab. There's something always to it. But get this, to me, it's a too little too late for us, the government. Now, if the people are rioting or protesting and demanding politicians to step up and change this, then it's different. But if the government just say, oh, wait, we did a research and survey and look what we found. Yeah, I don't believe it. But check this out. This Associated Press article that Banaf had some good information, and this what stuck out. It says a survey of over 10,000 schools carried out between 2023 and 2024 found that junk food was available in 98% of the schools, with sugary drinks in 95% and soft drinks in 79%. That's 9 out of 10 and 7 out of 10, guys. Ads for junk food were found in 25% of schools. This is the kicker. However, the vast majority of Mexico's 255,000 schools do not, and I repeat, do not have free drinking water available to the students. What?
Exactly. That's
Deserves
my
a
other
little
point.
Little John. What? Like that is. When I read that, I had to stop. I stopped, turned the paper over, and I sat for about 5 seconds, and I was like, "That ain't real. There's no way. 225,000. They don't have any drink, man."
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm eager to hear the rest of what you were going to say, and I agree. I think this is a money grab and more political for the government because I'm eager to learn and hear what you had with the rest of what you had.
As the art brought that out, to me, it just seems like a bigger problem than what they're eating. Okay.
Right.
Schools not having free drinking water available to the students. He just read it. The vast majority of Mexico's 255,000 schools don't have free drinking water. Just let that wrap around your head for me. Okay. The 2020 report suggests that many schools in the area are so poor or remote that they struggle to maintain acceptable bathrooms, people, internet connection, or electricity. And you talking about food? You remember that comedian? You talk about problems? Talking about problems. I got problems. You talking about food? We talking free drinking water. We talking internet connection. We talking bathrooms and electricity. So what it seems like to me, if these schools are so poor that they can't provide essentials, that these kids are eating what the schools can provide, and now you talking about finding them? Now, These fines are between $545 to $5,400, and they can be doubled the second time there is an offense. Whenever you get to talking fines, I immediately think of a tax, a mandated tax, because that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Now, for the government to do this, they probably know that these school administrators are not going to be able to. They're not just to fine. Like, I'm not just to go ask you for $100,000. What am I ask you for $100,000 for? You knowing that you ain't got it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they know that they're not going to be able to. So what that's going to do for the government? Allow them to do what? Take money from them. Whole point of public funding is for the government to fund the schools, not the schools to fund the government.
That's what it sounds like. And not to cut you off, but I just did.
Oh, you good?
I just did some quick math to put it in an economic money grab standpoint. Out of the 225,000 schools, and from the $45 to $5,400 fine, give or take, I did 150,000. Just say they fined 150,000 schools in 1 year out of the 225,000, 150,000, and fined them $4,000 each. That's $600 million in a year. That's just 1 year, and that's just 150,000 schools at $4,000. They may do 175,000 at the $5,400. That's almost $1 billion, folks.
Here's my question. I don't know if you noticed towards the end of the article, one of the things that it says is that one of the major issues is there are vendors that sell this junk food right outside the school. So how are they going to enforce this ban, right? Are they going to have administrators going through and confiscating kids' candy? Well, I know if I'm a parent and I gave my kid money to buy candy, I want them to have the candy I gave it. It's not the school's job to enforce what my kids are eating. That's the parent's responsibility. I don't care if you in Cuba, Mexico, or here in the United States. That's the parent's responsibility. But if they don't have access to some of these other resources, drinking water, and some of the other things that schools typically should have access to, this candy and this other junk food is probably all they really have. Junk food is cheap.
It's real cheap.
I'm not making an excuse, but junk food is cheap. And if that's the only thing they can afford to eat, you know, what is the government going to supplement?
Exactly. If you take away something, you got to be able to supplement instead. You got to be able to give something back, man. It's just to me, and then this new president, she, you know,
there's all kinds of stuff you could say about her, but we gotta move on.
I just think it's a bad idea. You know, California is implementing this.
California been talking about this though.
That is the bluest state in the country.
Yeah, they've been talking about doing this kind of stuff.
Dark blue.
Man.
deep
got
dark
no
blue.
rights over there.
No. Are they even American citizens?
They got to ask to go to the bathroom.
Right.
And if you go after 6, it may cause
cancer. I'm just saying. All
Steve
right.
Harvey, dark blue. Dark blue.
North Korean troops seen being equipped in Russia ahead of likely deployment to Ukraine. So at the time of this article, it had not happened, but now apparently it actually is happening. So North Korean soldiers have been spotted in Russia, confirming reports that approximately 1,500 troops have been sent for military training, potentially for deployment in Ukraine. The soldiers were filmed receiving uniforms and equipment at a training ground, and a questionnaire was circulated to gather their sizes for gear. Ukrainian officials, include President Vladimir Zelensky, have raised concerns about the growing military alliance between North Korea and Russia, suggesting that up to 10,000 North Korean soldiers may be preparing to participate in the conflict. This situation marks a significant potential shift, as it could be North Korea's first major involvement in an international conflict, despite its large military, many of whom lack combat experience. Both North Korea and Russia have denied the accusations of arms transfers, but the two countries have strengthened ties since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, establishing defense pact and pledging mutual military support. This collaboration highlights the strategic partnership between the two nations, both facing international isolation. What are your thoughts?
Oh
boy.
Yeah.
Man, real quick, we've seen this. This has been brewing for a very long time. I don't know if y'all remember the whole. You remember when Dennis Rodman took him and some brothers
Mhm.
over there to play North Korea? Well, guess who was one of the special guests looking at the basketball game? Vladimir Putin and a lot of his colleagues. So again, this relationship has been brewing for a long time. I mentioned last week when we were talking about the nuclear plant being built in Africa, South Africa,
Kenya.
and how
Mhm.
they just didn't say 30 days ago, let's get an SOP, a standing operating procedure, let's get it drawn up, a big thick book, and let's do a nuclear plant in 30 days. This has been planned years ago. So this relationship, you're talking about both their daddies or whoever groomed Vladimir Putin. This relationship has been budding for a long time, and they've been quiet about it and been playing it strategically. And this is what Donald Trump, this is why he visited North Korea. Y'all remember in 2018 when he was at the line from North and South Korea. And this is why he keeps in touch with Vladimir Putin, because he knows their relationship is going to ultimately be the demise of guess who? Because guess who has been helping the Ukrainian government fight that war? Us. Not us, but so
America.
Right, America. So I believe that, my thoughts on this is that this relationship has been budding for a long time, and they finally got it out in the open. Now everybody knows that not Xi Jinping, but Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin are now buddies. They're buddies now. And what do you think those conversations are about?
Well, if you remember,
they ain't talking about junk food ban in Mexico. I'll tell you that.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, though, we talked about the foreign arms trade dealer,
right?
Yeah,
Victor Bout. So
come on, sis.
It's coming. It's coming to a head.
Coming to a head.
So where there's a smoke, there's bound to be fire.
It's like don't just show up just to say, "Hey, we're here." They show up.
Yeah. It's like our son said when we was talking about this, man. And I told him, I said, "Man, you so amazing to me." He's 21 years old. He was like, "Man," he say, "Dad, do you not know that when they finish with them over there, who they gonna point their guns towards?"
What?
Exactly. And this is the thing with being over here in the West. One of the biggest curses over here in the West is that we live in too good, that we are not paying attention to what's happening worldwide. They said ABC, David Rook, is that what his name is? They call it the world news. You know what I'm saying? But he don't really give
David
world news. Yeah, David Merrick. He don't really give world news. He give news around this country for the most. He might go somewhere, but it'd be a snippet. You know what I'm saying? And now they talked about this a little bit, but they ain't. But it's not talked about enough for it to resonate with people. You dig what I'm saying?
You got to tune into the right station. You got to tune in to Truth Be Told Flex podcast to get this.
Yeah, there you go. North Korea has what? Am I correct on this? They have the biggest military in the world. Am I correct?
Right behind China. China right now actually have 1 million troops upward. So they have at least 1 million boots on the ground.
Get out of here. Are there not strength in numbers? Are there not strength in numbers?
And
this is what. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if you paratroop into a country that has never been invaded before, and you paratroop, say, 1,000 planes letting off 5 paratroopers, but you also got 200,000 troops in the north, 200,000 in the south, 200,000 on both coasts, where you going?
Where you going? Not to count the ones that done came over here across the border.
Right. That's already in here.
That's already in.
That's blended in. Where you going? You ain't going nowhere.
It's interesting too, because as Bernard read that, she was saying that North Korea denies it. You know what I'm saying? Russia denies it. Well, we have rumors of wars.
Rumors. Come on, man.
The rumors of wars. North Korea has denied the reports of its forces being active in Russia and Ukraine, even though we got them on video, even though you can see that they're there. They claim it's Shaggy. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? While the Defense Secretary, Lord Austin, he confirmed today, people, I just came up on the article, today that the U.S. has evidence that North Korea troops are in Russia. So who are we going to believe? I'm going to believe the Bible. That's who I'm going to believe.
On, man.
Matthew 24:6-8. And you shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. In the 1 hour and 23 minutes we've been on the show, we talked about all of those things already. We've talked about all of those things. And all of this, he says, is the beginning of sorrows. So ask yourself, check your clock. What time are we in? The beginning of sorrows. And here in the West, we so sleep. We waiting on World War III, not realizing that we're already in World War III.
Right.
Already in it.
We're already in World War III, man. Name me a supernation right now that's not in a major conflict. And we so sleep over here, we don't realize that we are in a major conflict. And we're going to talk about America getting into this thing and how we're going to get drugged in it in one of our later stories, topics tonight.
Yeah.
This brother said 1 million troops with China, and we know how China think about us.
They got to get their
you know
back.
the enemies will come together for a greater cause?
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, China, Japan, they got to get their lick back.
We are enemy number one.
Yeah, they got it from Pearl Harbor and all that stuff and all this stuff that we don't know about. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki, listen,
they ain't forgot.
No, they sure haven't.
And
they have not forgot.
Those
nor
were
should
just
they
dropped because they spent money and we had to drop them, not because they were a threat.
That's exactly what it was. I speak it, man. They tell you that. They'll tell you that's why they dropped it.
That's why they dropped them. We spent the millions of dollars on them. We had to use them. We dropped them on Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You don't think they're gonna get their lick back?
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
you
are absolutely right, Trunk Rattler. We have been in it, man, for a while.
It's been a minute.
For a while.
Yep.
You're right. We could say, we talk sports over here, but I can promise you this: sports is not. We not consumed in it.
Right.
There are people so consumed in the sports, so consumed in the entertainment, so consumed in Dancing with the Stars and the Golden Bachelor. Man, it got to be the craziest show on TV.
Right.
I don't disagree.
Boy, you drawing Social Security. You out here talking about you looking for love, Benny. You don't go sit down somewhere with your depend on. Wrong with you,
Bachelorette? What in the hell is that? I seen that commercial the other night. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, man, it's some strange happenings on TV. Some strange happenings. All right, y'all. So Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is dead.
Evil.
Yep. On Wednesday, Israel succeeded in a year-long mission to kill Yahya Sinwar, the Hamas leader accused of masterminding the October 7, 2023 attacks. Despite his death, Hamas remains defiant, stating that the killing of its leader will not end their movement. The group declared that Sinwar's death would inspire future generations to continue their fight. Mohammed Sinwar, Yahya's brother, a hardline militant, is seen as a likely candidate, though his whereabouts are unknown. Other contenders include Musa Abu Marzouk and Khalid Mashil and Sinwar's deputy Khalil al-Ayaya, all long-standing figures in Hamas. The group has previously survived leadership assassination, but it remains uncertain how they will reorganize the following Sinwar's death. So these are two of the individuals that they were talking about are likely could potentially succeed him. But so what do you guys think is next? Because it sounds like they have no intentions of slowing down.
Yeah, Nate, because the people over there want that brother to slow down.
Yeah,
He don't want to slow down.
right. Real quick, I believe that getting rid of the leaders in there now is the worst thing that they could do, and this is why.
Makes
Some
sense.
of those leaders in there are, as you can see, the two pictures. Yahya Sinwar is not gone. Muhammad Sinwar, they don't know where he at. Musa Abu Khalid Mashial, Sinwar's deputy Khalil Ihaya, they have been in the mosque for a long time. But guess what? With the names we just named, you got about 20 younger ones in their
Right.
20s and 30s that
Right.
are bloodthirsty,
Yeah, they
Right.
are.
hoping to get picked if these older ones get gone.
Right.
So they thinking they doing a good thing by knocking them out, and they very well may be. However, these young jokers that's been a Sunni since they were born into this thing. You don't think
This is what they live for.
That's right? They call death to a certain place. It's in their
Mhm.
blood.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High said, "Ishmael, a wild boy. He
Mhm.
wild.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sure
His
don't.
blessing is almost like Esau, the sword.
Mhm.
That's what you think wild man mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would yield if they saying they're getting rid of these. All right,
This would be the best time for him to right now. I mean,
right.
look,
Come on.
show some diplomacy, show some humbleness. Okay, we understand what happened, right? We understand what happened. We done heard it be said a million times that Israel has a right to defend themselves.
Right,
Okay, y'all
absolutely.
have defended yourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? And you have gotten the one that is supposed to have been the orchestrator of the attack on Israel. You have gotten him. So pull back, because like you said, here I am. I'm 51 years old, and I was just having this conversation the other day with Chuck. You know what I'm saying? Know how Chuck is, right? Say these youngsters, just the youngsters in today's time in our culture
Man.
ain't different than we were at that age. And one of the things I told him, I said, when we were coming up, we had elders that we called OGs. And I remember my OG would put me in check when I got out of line.
Yep.
These youngsters don't have OGs, neither do they want OGs, because they don't listen to OGs.
They ain't gonna listen.
I'm gonna say they have them, but they just don't listen to them.
So now you got to think about like what Ayob's talking about, these youngsters over here who was born into this thing.
That's all
Don't
they know.
scare these individuals, man. They put bombs in their drawers.
Literally.
Right? So the best thing for you to do is okay, look, we got them. Now let's talk hostage release. The scariest article that I came across today, title of it says, nobody knows what Netanyahu's end game is. That's scary.
That's scary.
Nobody knows. Not even America. Nobody knows. Do he even know? That's the question. I don't think he knows.
You don't.
Victory, you would think that that's what it is, but not so. Netanyahu has vowed to continue fighting, leaving the world guessing what his ultimate goal might be. This is in his article. He has hinted that his ambition might go well beyond crushing Hamas and Hezbollah, the two most immediate threats. If they're the two most immediate threats, well, I think they taken care of, right? Israel is facing. He said Nasrallah's killing was a necessary step towards changing the balance of power in the region. Did you hear that? That's what his end game is. It's right there.
Right there.
He's trying to change the balance of power. And how is he trying to do it? By guerrilla warfare. He don't care how many people he killed. He don't care who he got to go over. He don't care. His end game is to change the balance of power. Prophecy has to be fulfilled. The Most High is using Netanyahu to fulfill that, man. When you look at it, Who is he going on? He always talk about Iran. He always bring up Iran.
Yep.
And like we was talking about earlier in the show, you're going to get what you asked for. You're going to get what you asked for.
You're going to mess around and find out.
And when you get it, you're not going to expect what it is. And this is where our government should be upset. How many times have we heard Biden say, we done demanded Netanyahu this, and we done told Netanyahu, like what we say last week, man. Netanyahu saw that come across his desk, man. He threw that thing in the trash and say, hey, get on the phone. Yeah, tell him that this is what we need. And okay, we got you. We sending it, right? We got it. We sending it.
Yep.
Say, look, we should be upset because what he is doing is this. Everybody know that we got to take care of Israel. We got to. So if this dude get into it with Iran, guess who got to get into it? Guess who got to get into that fight? Guess who got to? We got to get into that fight. Whether we want to or not. It was like I was explaining to my son. It's like, you America and I'm Israel. And I know I can't fight this big guy, but I'm always picking at him because I know that I got you. I'm making you come fight for me. That's what this dude is doing right now, man.
Yep.
Which is a sad thing, man, for just the citizens of the people, because we look at all it takes is one nation to come down on us. Oh, what? Boom.
That's all. All it takes is
they
one
all
nation.
gonna come swift.
That's it. Because they've been wanting to get their lick back for a long time.
It's gonna be a jump
plenty of
party.
them in line to get their lick back too.
Yeah, they've been trying to get their lick back. They like, we just gonna wait for the right moment, like
That's
how Ali did of not Frazier, but
Frazier.
before
No, not for George Foreman, the rope-a-dope. Yeah.
George Foreman just for 6-7 rounds, but by that 9th round, he was
He was tired.
And once Muhammad Ali came charging, that was it. It's the same. It's overtime. Again, you let people get lower back to sleep. I just want to go back to normal. Okay, you got your basketball, you got your football, your baseball back, you got your movies back. Pandemic gone, everybody falling back asleep, and then boom! Once that hammer drops,
be entertained to death.
Come on, man.
You know the strange thing about that rope-a-dope, Foreman said he saw Ali get knocked out twice in that fight. He said, I seen his eyes roll back.
I seen it. He said he seen it.
I synced it. All right, we got to take a quick music break, guys. This is Obadiah, Rest in Yah.
I'm living for the king, so I get a little excited. Wash away my sins, wash away my sin, yeah. Feel a little dirty when I'm in it and I can't fight it. Stay until the end, I'm needing you again, yeah, yeah. Give it all, I'm gonna rest in you, rest in you. Give it all,
OB,
give it all, I'm gonna
Shalom, my people. Who you resting in? Yeah, I rest in Yah, I rest in peace. It's Barakatah. When I face the east, that's a promise I will uphold and keep till the day I die. It's the Shamayim. It's a kingdom thing. Yeah, he set me free, so I let my freedom sing. I express the love that he has in me. I'ma shine my light in this ministry. I got a lot to give and I got a lot to bring. I'm in a different world, chasing a different thing. I'm in a different place to serve my Elohim. I'm in my quiet space, so what's he telling me? Son, keep on worshiping. This is where you're supposed to be. Live for Yah, it's a chosen thing. With every house there's an opening. I can't explain it. Dry bones broken. I need you more than ever. I admit I'm at my lowest. Like the world moving fast and I'm the slowest. The distractions make it hard for me to notice, but you gave us all a notice. Abba, you're the coldest, so please help me focus in this life that you have showed us. He showed us how to live, the blessings that you gave, and you taught me how to give. That's the message that was paid. I thank you for the gift. I pray you're not ashamed for the way I used to live. I don't wanna be the same. Heavy weight I used to lift, can you take away the pain? I pray you're in the midst, can you take away my stains? A spiritual assist, it's more than just a name. I don't have to be convinced for some monetary gain. It's more than just a book of a bunch of people's pains. If you take a good look, it's the ends of an age.
I'm living for the king, so I get a little excited. Wash away my sins, wash away my sin, yeah. Feel a little dirty when I'm in it and I can't fight it. Stay until the end, I'm needing you again.
I pray long life so I never have a hard time breathing. Carnal made man has a hard time seeing. That's a verse for a man that has a hard time reaching. In the world of deceit, spend the whole time deceiving. Man, these are the hard times grieving. Lost souls in the lake of fire, souls sleeping. Never getting healed from the way of a demon. Gotta keep your soul safe from unbelieving. Kadash is how I keep it. Abba, can you hear me? And my eyes are getting teary and my mind is growing weary. And I want to hear you clearly and I need to hear you clearly. My letters sent to you, I hope you know I love you dearly. You're the only one I'm fearing, the only one that's steering. You're giving me the strength to keep on pushing and enduring. I'm thankful for the blessings in my life that's been occurring. I was searching for the why, then you came and showed me purpose.
I'm living for the king, so I get a little excited. Wash away my sins, wash away my sin, yeah. Feel a little dirty when I'm in it and I can't fight it. Stay until the end, I'm needing you again, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give it all, I'm gonna rest in you. Rest in you. Give it all. Give it all, I'm gonna rest in you.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cuts off that album, man.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jamil. He does, when he raps, he does kind of remind you of J. Cole, but he reminds me, I don't know if y'all remember Daniel Caesar, R&B dude a few years back.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's who he reminds me of. And Daniel Caesar was on his way. He had a dust up with the LGBTQ community, and they canceled
them out.
Yeah,
Boy, them jokers some bullies, let me tell you.
Yeah, but Daniel Caesar and J. Cole, come on, man.
But Obadiah is versatile. I will say that. Whatever genre, whatever type of music you like, whatever your type of vibe is, he got it for you for sure.
R&B, soul, jazz, country, rap.
Absolutely. Neo.
And he do it all with excellence too.
Yeah.
Nothing is sloppy.
Not one bad song, lyric, no ever.
And he's young.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna say this real quick. You know how you have a young high school sprinter that's just fast?
Yeah.
They just running. They ain't got no technique or nothing. When they go to college, they get coached. This is what is they develop. This is Obadiah, right? He's young right now. He got his upside is
huge.
Ceiling is high, man. So
man,
man, that's my boy. That's my boy.
Right.
Boy, she be rolling her eyes at me. Y'all ought to see it, boy.
Cause she'll get on a roll, and it'd be hard for me to reel him back in.
She be rolling her eyes at me. I love her.
I know you do.
That's right.
All right. So at least 7 dead after ferry dock gangway collapses on Georgia's Sapelo Island. And I might be pronouncing that wrong, so correct me if I am. At least 7 people died and several others were injured when a part of a ferry dock collapsed on Georgia's Sapelo Island during a fall celebration for the local Gullah Geechee community, descended from Black slaves. 8 people were hospitalized, with 6 in critical condition after the gangway collapsed, sending individuals into the water. Authorities, including the U.S. Coast Guard and the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, are investigating the incident, which was not caused by any collision. Among the deceased was a chaplain for a state agency. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp expressed heartbreak over the tragedy, while President Joe Biden offered federal assistance and mourned those affected. The incident occurred during Cultural Day, an annual event celebrating the island's small community of Hog Hummock, which has historical ties to former slaves. The Gullah Geechee community along the southeastern U.S. coast have maintained much of their African heritage. The population of Hog Hummock has been declining, with locals facing challenges such as rising taxes and zoning changes that threaten their land. The community is currently engaged in protests and lawsuits to reverse recent zoning decisions that could impact their heritage and livelihood. So I asked a question to you guys initially when I sent this article out, but a better question is, based on what you know, what you read in this article, do you think this was planned or accidental?
I can't say it was planned, and this was going to sound so retarded. I can't say that it was planned. It might have been an accident, and it might have not been either. Like, the Gullah Geechee people, these people, I don't know if a lot of people know who these people are. These people are for real, our people. That Geechee language that they speak, it's like a broken Hebrew tongue.
It is.
They know exactly who they are. They know where they come from. This is like the only group of people that's in America right now that still have their roots that can tie back to where they are from and know who they are, you know. Right. And so we've got to understand, just with them being in that position of who they are, that they are an enemy to those that are around them to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely.
This area that they're in, this is my first time hearing about this when this thing here collapsed. What made me think that it's not accidental, it's crazy. That's a great question how you ask it, because I'm like straddling the fence.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was just rebuilt in 2021, so I'm not understanding the structural failure.
Mm-hmm.
This is what's bothering me. It was just rebuilt in 2021. So the question is, who is responsible? Like general contractors, construction workers, company that did it or whatever. It was just rebuilt in 2021. Did they have any weight limit signs? Because you go into a building, it tell you capacity only 250. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're talking about like elevators?
You on an elevator to tell you, the weight capacity is this. You know what I'm saying? If there was too many people on there, who allowed all of those people to get on
who
there?
Maintains it?
Exactly.
Who manages that?
Right, exactly. For it to collapse. And you also mentioned the rezoning. This is what made me think that there's another hand in it as well. They have been protected by the zoning in the area that they in. Just think of it almost kind of like a reservation where they are at. It's protected to where this is where they are, and everybody know that this is where they are. So when you build so far, you stop here because the Gullah Geechee people are here. Well, was it in what year was it that they went? I think it was just last year that they went back to try to rezone that. I think it was last year. Am I correct? Last year?
I think so.
They want to rezone it. And if they rezone it, that's going to take the protection away from them. So we know what eminent domain, ain't that's what it's called? Eminent domain, we looking at people that we looking at an enemy that want to build an infrastructure where they are. They're not wanting to give it up. So what's the next thing or result? Violence. They've been doing this since the days
of... That's what they do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Since the days of under rules, man. So it almost made me say to know that, yes, it was accidental. Like, okay, I left the boat out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't turn this screw here tight enough, or you know what I'm saying? But yet not accidental because whoever left that boat out knew that boat was out. And now you got all of these people that done fell into the water. Whenever we try to get together to do something, to have something of our own, these are the types of things that happen. Out of all the people, the Gully Geechee people, this is who this happened to. And I do have a hard time believing that it was 100% accidental.
Right.
It's just, yeah, it's just hard for me to believe that it was 100% accidental.
Yeah. This one is tough real quick. This one is, it says the article was saying that the community of dirt roads and modest homes was founded after the Civil War by former slaves from the cotton plantation of Thomas Spalding. If you do your research on Thomas Spalding, he was a brutal massa. Brutal. He was brutal. He was hard on his slaves. Small communities descended from enslaved island populations in the South, known as Gullah or Geechee in Georgia, are scattered along the coast from North Carolina to Florida. Scholars say that separation from the mainland caused residents to retain much of their African heritage, so-called African heritage, from their unique dialect to skills and crafts such as cast net, fishing, and weaving basket. That's the Hebrew people. That's what she was saying. That's what closely connects. That's why Cristobal Colon, or Christopher Columbus, what do you think he landed and why he bring Hebrew interpreters? He ran into these people. From North Carolina, the coast, all the way down to Florida, was supposed to be given in the Reconstruction period, but it was struck down by Andrew Jackson. That's where the 40 acres and the mule come from. So in my honest assessment, I believe this is another, the Most High allowed this, he's visiting the land. There are our people, unfortunately, that has to be a part of this because the Most High is trying to wake us up still. He's trying to get us to see who we are. So he may allow somebody to set this up. And unfortunately, some of us have to pass, some of us have to be injured to be like, you know what, we've been faking for a long time. Too much of this. We need to reclaim our heritage. So I think it is a mixture of both. It was set up, but the Most High allowed it because we are continuing to wake up. A lot of the outskirts of Judah, the people that have never heard of the Most High, but they have these handcrafting skills, basket weaving, fishing. That's why that's what we did. That's what we do. So I think it's a mixture of both. I think it was an accident, but I also think it was set up. And I think the Most High is allowing this mixture of both to get us to wake up even more.
Check this out too. Listening to what Ayob said, because I agree with him totally. There's not a whole lot of people in this country that even know who the Gully Geechee people are.
Yep,
that's right.
Now you know.
Now you know.
And what that's going to do is that's going to cause people to go research who these people are and find out. I had the only reason I know who they are because I had the honor of meeting one. I got really close with one, and we set up and we talked for hours because I was just so intrigued, and the stuff that he was telling me was just mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? And so now the world, or should I say America, has the opportunity now to go and research who these people are. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so hey, again, the Most High, this is the Most High doing what the Most High does.
Well, one of the things that the article said is that the southeastern U.S. coast, these people that live on the southeastern U.S. coast have maintained much of their African heritage. Right. So for them to maintain that heritage and then to see Gullah Geechee and then for this to be widespread news, is like you said, the pieces are kind of starting to come together. This had to happen for people to go in and do research on who these folks are and what they mean by maintaining their African heritage. Because if nothing else, as Black people, we are so in tune with trying to figure out who we are and where we came from. Anytime we hear a little bit of African this or African heritage that, or, this is where these people come from, we generally flock to that. Think about in what the 90s, how big those medallions were, the African medallions, the clothes that we wore, the colors of the clothes, that was intentional. The colors of the clothes that we wore, we were just kind of starting to get into, okay, we need to get back to our roots. We need to get back to who we are. So this, though tragic, was a necessary accident, so to speak, to allow people to go in and start figuring out, okay, this is who we are. This is who we belong to. So I think it was definitely an accident, but intentional in multiple areas.
The guy the Geechee guy that I met, that I knew, uh, when I saw him, he always dressed in African attire.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a lot, but then one day I just asked him, I was like, bro, where you from? And that brother got to telling me his African heritage. That blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard him talking a tongue, and I was like, what is that? He said, that's Geechee. I said, what is Geechee? He said, that's broken Hebrew. I said, bro, don't you know who you are? He said, yeah, I know who we are. I know who all of us are. He said, but our people don't know who we are. This is how powerful that these people are. These people know who they are, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
you got to think about the other nations that surround them. They know too.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
And a real gullah get you real quick, like Sheriff was alluding to. You hear them talk, boy, you won't understand nothing they saying.
And
You have to
word.
be like, slow down.
Like, huh?
Yeah, you get the boy, what?
Yeah.
You be like, what did you just say? Go get it.
Yeah.
Huh? That was it?
Yeah.
That's all you said? So yeah, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we had to change up the format just a little bit. So I'm about to throw you on the spot. You are up next, sir, with the
All right.
Beyond Critical Race Facts.
Man, what did the time go?
Race facts.
Yeah,
I
man.
know time flies when you're having fun, but one of our favorite segments of the show. I'm so appreciative of this segment each week. This is a real short one, real short and quick. Everybody know the whole story of Mulan, right? Mulan was a fictional folktale about a young woman who disguises herself as a man to take her father's place in the army in Japan, right? In the Sui and Han dynasty. Okay. Now, today's Beyond Critical Race Theory or Critical Race Facts is the real life Mulan, which is Miss Kathy Williams. I've never heard of this young lady. I came across this short story and was blown away. But here we go. Kathy Williams had to pose as a male to be enlisted as a Union soldier during her time. She was part of the 38th Regiment Infantry Division and was called a Buffalo Soldier. Kathy was born and enslaved in 1850 in Jackson County, Missouri. In September 1861, Union troops impressed Kathy, and she joined the army to work as a cook and washerwoman for Union Army officers. On November the 15th, 1866, Williams disguised herself as a man and enlisted as William Kathy, serving in Company A of the 38th Infantry, a newly formed all-black U.S. regiment, one of its earliest recruits. Kathy initially served at Jefferson Barracks outside St. Louis and was later posted at Fort Cummings and Fort Bayard in New Mexico Territory. Like other so-called black soldiers stationed, she endured inadequate supplies and inferior weapons. Kathy concealed her femininity for 2 years. Despite numerous Army hospital visits before her true gender was discovered by the Fort Bayard post surgeon. She was discharged at Fort Bayard on October the 14th, 1868, on a surgeon's certificate of disability. Kathy was hospitalized around 1890 for over a year in Trinidad. In June 1891, she filed an invalid pension application based on medical disability incurred during military service as William Kathy. The Army rejected her pension claim on February the 8th, 1892, citing no grounds for a pensionable disability, but did not question her gender identity as William Kathy. The date of Kathy Williams' death is unknown. That story is wow. I run across that and I just wanted to do that because it was around this time, October the 14th, 1868. So it's in the month of October, so many years ago. And I just wanted to highlight that because everybody heard you done seen the cartoon Disney movie Mulan, but then this was the
real
life
story.
Mulan. And that the fact that the schools have never talked about her, never heard of her. I just wanted to give homage and pay credit to one of the ancestors. Brave soul. We may not necessarily agree with the act she did, but the act of bravery, Miss Kathy Williams.
Look, I'm impressed that she was able to hide that for 2 years.
Yeah,
Like nobody questioned why she go out in the woods by herself to go to the bathroom. Like nobody.
I don't know how she did that. That's what
So I was with her.
I telling you,
like
man,
you say, we can't agree with it, but yet we can't judge because hey, desperate situations cause. I mean, desperate times cause for desperate actions, man. Exactly. So that was probably wisdom the whole time.
Right. And the fact that I've never heard of her. I done seen Mulan 11 times and I always heard of that story. Then I was like, real life Mulan. What? Kathy Williams. I was like, oh wait, she won us. And I
don't know if you guys have ever seen a movie with Letitia Wright. It's called Surrounded. It's a Western. I'm a big Western fan. It's called Surrounded. Yeah, Letitia Wright, man. And in that movie, she was man, but I don't want to spoil the movie. Yeah, exactly. So just go and find it. It's called Surrounded. Letitia Wright, man. Yeah.
Sound like a little bit of Harder They Fall, Cuffy.
Right, exactly. Cuffy.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, we are coming towards the end of our show, but we got one last topic.
Silver Dollar Road. Okay, I'm gonna put that in my notes right now. That's a movie. Shaka Boom, Silver Dollar Road.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? She just threw me all the way off. I was like, what is he talking about?
I knew you would catch up. That's why I didn't tell you.
All right. So,
these jokers.
3 construction workers, Matthew Delvin, Gary Gibbs, and Donnie Hurley II, have been charged with first-degree assault, armed criminal action, and kidnapping in connection with the assault of an off-duty St. Louis County police officer. The incident occurred on September 26th when the caller reported a drunk man, later identified as the officer, being restrained by the 3 men. Initially, the police handcuffed the officer, passed the sobriety test, and was later identified as the victim. Witnesses reported that Delvin used racial slurs during the altercation and struck the officer with a hard hat while Gibbs and Hurley held him down. Defense attorneys argue that the officer instigated the confrontation with claims that he threw the first punch. All 3 men are currently being held on cash-only bonds. Delvin at $250,000, Gibbs and Hurley at $100,000 each. Requests for bond reductions were denied. Community organizations, including CAIR and the NAACP, have called for the case to be investigated as a hate crime, although law enforcement officials indicated that the hate crime statuses could not be applied to this case.
Why?
The officer involved has since returned to full duty within the police department, and after initially being in an administrative role, a preliminary hearing for the defendants.
because it's us as to why it can't be applied this time. If there had been to anybody else, any other nation, it'd have been hate crime out the bat, man.
But whatever happened to the blue curtain?
That was you in my notes, sis. You in my notes. The blue wall, the blue wall is normally, but can you say drugs? When you look at that picture, that's what can you say?
Meth.
Where's my drugs? Like
that's not quite meth.
You don't think that's meth?
No, they don't have a face for meth. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
That's just dumb. But
yeah, the blue wall, man. Where's the protection for this officer? And he was off duty. And it says after doing the investigation, he wasn't at fault. So I think they just initially threw that he was drunk in there just to justify them doing it, thinking they're gonna get away with it. Now, the good thing is, here's my thing, and I'm real quick. It's funny how you want the blue wall is not existent, but you didn't reduce their bond. So you're saying they're guilty and they're a threat, but then again, you're not. It's not a hate crime, and like this stuff just gets more wild and wilder, man.
I don't understand why it doesn't meet the statutes of a hate crime.
Right.
Like that's the part I'm having a hard time coming to terms with, because three white men back to do basically kidnap a black man who just so happens to be an officer just off duty. If that had been a white guy, ain't no way they'd have done that to him.
Nah, I'm telling you, it'd have been a hate crime on top of assault to an officer, regardless that if he was off duty or not. It'd have been a litany of charges, man. It'd been stacked up on them for sure, man.
And glad if it would have been an Asian dude, jumped on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, we got something for you, okay?
Yeah. Or homosexual.
Yeah, right. FOW. It'd have been
a bit of qua.
It would have been. Yeah, it'd have been a hate crime.
That's a word. You made a word out of that.
A bit of qua. A bit of qua.
Yeah.
Bit of qua. Yeah, man. I seen this. I was like, wow. But
you wanted them the bit of quas, ain't you?
You didn't reduce their bond to 10%, and it's cash. Like all three bonds and all three charges are cash, no 10%. So you're saying, it kind of looks like a hate crime.
Right.
So you are a threat to humanity if we let you out. But you don't want to officially charge you with a hate crime, because when you eventually do get out, you got to take care of your family.
Right.
You gotta go back to work. That's what this is. That's what they're doing.
Right. They protecting their homes.
Yeah, because with a hate crime.
Exactly.
Yeah, blue curtain is it's pulled back on this case.
Exactly.
There you go.
And then same thing with the guy that was the police officer in Minnesota that shot the white girl when she was charging at him.
Right.
He was obviously in a threat, and he obviously told her, you know what I'm saying, to put your hands up. Yo, where is he at right now to this day? He's still locked up.
Going to jail.
There was another case that I accidentally got these two confused with, but the other case that I thought we were going to be talking about tonight, I don't know how I mixed this one, but there was a deaf man who, the police tased him and beat him because he wasn't complying.
He couldn't hear him.
Well, not only could he not hear, if I'm not mistaken, he was also mentally disabled.
Yeah,
he was mentally disabled, and they eventually had to drop the charges that they pressed against him when they found out that he was mentally disabled and deaf. Yeah,
we remember not long ago. I think we reported it on this show. I think it was probably before Ayo came to the show, and if not, I know he'll remember when the police dragged that dude out the truck that didn't even have no legs.
Out his car.
Yeah,
he told them, dude, my wheelchair is in the back.
Right.
They drug him out of the car.
Him out the car on the side of the road. Yep, they did.
Yep. Well, all right, guys.
We did, man. We done got through another
decent time, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's all right.
Oh, but not you getting good at this.
Yeah. Hey, I try. I try. I appreciate it.
We got something for you.
We have something.
We got something for you.
We do.
Jamel got Jamel gonna be coming on the show real soon. The brother got, man, the instant classics. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we're gonna oh boy, Whoville about to be up. Just put it that way.
Instant classics. Yeah. Hey, you want to throw a Hebrew house party?
That's the guy.
Bring you some Jamil the Trunk. They don't call him the Trunk Rattler for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
You doing sound effects for the show too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Any closing thoughts, guys? Before we close it out?
No, we just love you guys. We really do. For those who was new, we pray that you enjoyed to stay with us. Continue to share, continue to like, and we will be back next week. Keep your eyes open and peeled for the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast Extra. For the regulars, I need you to help support that as well. Dropping this content, man, and Ayo can testify to it. It do not always be easy.
No.
There's a lot of times when we do come on, that we just don't be feeling it, but we do it for the people. And the only support that we ask from you guys, the only thing that we ask from you guys is just to support. Just to support us. But with that being said, we love y'all. In the case of Wani, go ahead.
One real quick before we go. Shouts to Jamil, the Trump Rattler, Hundo, Alatunde, and Brother Shariah. The Mississippi Hebrew Festival is this weekend, Jackson, Mississippi. If you're in that area or headed towards there, get your tickets at Eventbrite. Me and the fam couldn't make it this year. We had a prior engagement. We'll be at Seventh Day Harvest Ministries in Archdale, North Carolina, ministering. But T's Event Hall, the Eliah Israel, Yaz the Jew, Aaliyah Tavi, like they all gonna be there, man. So it's going down, or it's actually going up, Mississippi. And to answer your question, Shir, shouts to Moray Zuma, Anthony Douglas at 7 Day Harvest. They've been in operation since February 5th, 2017.
Oh, praise.
All the information, www.seventhDayHarvest.info. That's their website. They're gonna let me sing and speak a little bit this Shabbat. So
all right.
Yeah, Ruach is going to be in the place.
Finally they can let me speak, and I'm gonna hoop and holler. Give me an E flat on the organ.
You're not wearing a purple suit, are you?
I'm wearing a purple suit. It's going to drag
gators.
around behind
with some purple gators
behind me. Yeah.
Hey, so y'all won't think I'm lying. My wife is my witness. I got an uncle that wear purple suits with purple shirts, purple ties,
purple
shoes, and he got a house AC in the window of his car.
No joke. No joke. This what I married into.
Lord have mercy.
Hey, I'm gonna try to find that picture Ayob is sharing, which I gotta call my niece.
Tipping on fofos, tipping on fofos. He really.
All right, y'all. We're gonna let the people go, and on the way out, we're gonna be playing Obadiah Love Letter.
Indeed.
Got a lot to address on your shoulders. It just shows that you a real soldier. He woke us up, so forget what they told us. Don't believe me, he came and he showed us. It's a fact that he came and he chose us. We the children repent and get closer. Read the Bible for change and the closure. Don't just read for a chance at a culture. Listen. It's the sign of the times, the ending is near. When the timing is right, let the message be clear. Got a hole in your heart, not a man in the mirror like he's calling you home, but you wanna stay here. Your love in the flesh while you battle the spirit. You stuck in reverse, gotta put it in gear. My father's close, so I praise and I cheer. When the trumpets go off, I'll be shedding a tear. I'm a praise in a song with a heart been a leer. My light will stay on while the darkness appears. I will fight and be strong. On the Yah will I fear, whole armor of Yah, only clothes I will wear. Love like Mashiach, let your soul be repaired. When the harvest is come, let my soul be prepared. So I thank Abba Yah for the love that he shared, and I'm grateful for the life through the pain that he bared.
You're the only one for me, only one I see. Oh, I love you, Yah.
I cannot do this again. I cannot fall again. I'm falling off again, so let me revolve to an all to end and not lose it all to sin, cause sin is a wager of death and death is a wager of less than iniquity will turn to regret. The feeling and the thought of it is hard to project. He knows that I just can't settle for less. I'm stressed, trying to get this weight off my chest. My brother, nah man, I gotta confess, I'm starving for rest. I'ma keep grinding success, so I keep on doing my best, like, you know it'll pay off in the next life. Yeah, it'll pay off in the next life.
Yes, I do. And I love you forever and ever. Oh, I love you.